Hello Seekers, today is a very special day. We have Clary the Comfortable Queen of the Scots, also known as Claire Pritchard. Hi Claire.
Hi.
Say hello to the Seekers.
Hi Seekers. It's a very cool title.
Thank you. It's a very cool person. Come with very cool things. Clary.
Yes.
So, do you know Conan O'Brien? You should know
Like
Conan
I
O'Brien.
know the name, but I'm not sure that I.
Okay, he's a talk show host, I guess. And he went with I guess the real question is, do you know Kevin Egan?
No.
Okay, he's a comedian. He has this podcast where it's called Hiking with Kevin. And he goes with this thingy, and then he had Conan O'Brien. So that's why this is where I got the concept from. But since we always walk, or not always,
Often.
I have to. I don't know if it's even often. I guess it's
That's
since
how we became friends.
sometimes walk, but each walk is so tremendous that it gives an impression that we always walk. Yes.
I would say the foundation of our friendship is walking.
Right. But I want to again pinpoint that the frequency is not that much, but it's intense, which makes us live in an illusion that we walk often while we don't. Okay, Clary.
Do you want to stop it and just check that the sound actually works?
Yeah,
I'm worried that.
Smart. Okay. Hi. What's up? Okay, so piece of information that Clary will be editing this podcast for us. Clary didn't know this, but since she was bragging about her podcasting skills,
Bragging is a strong verb to choose there.
right. All right, Clary. It's a good day, isn't it?
It's a really nice day actually.
Yeah. And you can see the what you call it? Is this the highest flag in the world or something?
Not anymore.
Dubai. The people in Dubai kind of something actually that doesn't look that different from it. Okay, I'm having a hard time getting it in the frame. Clary, where is it?
I edit. I don't shoot.
How much? Okay, tell me what to do. I am.
Isn't it in the frame?
Bam. It's
Because it's behind you.
it's right behind me.
I have not a clue. Oh no, it needs to go
disappears.
this way. It needs to go that way.
It disappears when it's. This is one of the features of the flag.
There it is.
when
There it is. Oh, yeah, right in the middle of the screen.
Why does it look so small
Well,
here in the camera?
Because cameras are disappointing.
Right. Clary.
Yeah. It's a very chaotic filming.
Such as myself. Okay, so Clary. Let's start with this. So I already sent you this, and some of the questions.
And
you
I
have
very
already-
diligently did not do my homework. Yes.
But there was like one of the questions that stood out for you. We're gonna get to that in a bit.
Okay.
But let's start with the tradition, with the regular Hashem questions.
Okay.
Which is the first question is, what is something you looked for but couldn't find, or took you quite a while to find?
Something I've looked for and haven't found. So I went to boarding school where I had a really awesome, like, tight-knit group of friends, and it being boarding school, they were always available. So it was like, when we socialized, there were always people there.
Yeah.
And then I went through like 10 years where I had some really rich individual friendships, but I wanted a friend group, because there's something about having the momentum of a group that even if one person can't or one person's traveling, the group is still like a solid base.
Right.
And for 10 years I didn't find that after boarding school. And then I have found it in Amman, which is just, I love having a group. I love being part of a group. I'm grateful for the season I wasn't, in that I learned some things, but there's something really rich to that. It feels like you're living in a sitcom, right? It feels a bit like Friends or whatever.
Right.
And I think that idea is pushed on us, that everyone should be in a social group.
Right.
And the reality is, that's not always the case, and that wasn't my situation in Scotland. But yeah, I lived a long time for the group like that.
Am I in the set group?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you feel like you're in the group?
Yes.
You've been gone for 10 months.
Yes, but that was just a scheme to get me on the wall of fame.
True.
Tell what I mean.
Yes, I do.
Audience.
So I have I call it my wall of love in my house, and it's a string of pictures of all my loved people who don't share the same city with me. So there are lots of people who I love who live in Oman who don't get to be on the wall because they live here. I see them regularly. The wall is for people I don't see, which means I should really take that.
My own leave. Clary.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me what are some hidden gems in your life or how that you found? I think let's not walk and just like.
I think it's easier to sit.
Yeah, or just stand.
No, then I'm gonna.
Okay, I can do that as well.
Let's sit on the.
On the car.
No, on the curb. What are these blocks?
Okay, let's do it. I'm gonna I call her Clary the Comfortable Queen of the Scots because it's just easy to be around her, and I don't have to make these intellectual or like these kind of calculations of like what should I say, or if I say this she'll do that, or all of that stuff. So it's just like she's home. Clary is home.
Aww.
Oh, Clary. Okay. Ooh, good thinking, Clary.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
let's. Okay. Okay, do your thing.
Well, I'm not sure if it rotates sideways though, does it? Oh, it does if you take this off.
Okay.
We can do this. Okay, untwist that.
Untwist?
Yeah.
Okay. We did it. Not expected that I'd be able to do it. Okay.
I think we need to take that off all the way.
Completely?
Maybe I'm wrong. Shouldn't it slot in there? But if this comes out and that comes... No, it's the same direction.
Okay, that was...
Pointless.
Okay, maybe
it doesn't have rotational... sideways rotation.
Yeah, maybe we'll just put it like this. And...
Ta-da!
Oh, okay.
We're in.
That's good. Okay.
Wobbling in the wind. That was a rubbish idea.
Okay, some hidden gems that you discovered aside from me.
What do you mean?
Something that when you found... I can't believe you're asking what do you mean, like...
I know, but when the question is directed at me...
Okay, but something when you found this is the reaction that you had, something along the lines of like, how did I not... Actually, you said this in a WhatsApp message a few days ago. How did I not hear about this before?
Yeah.
And how, this is... I can't believe this is no...
Hi! I think we're gonna have to hold it. Because we can still sit.
Okay.
No, but then we can do this bit.
Okay. So yeah.
Yeah.
Something that is underrated or not so known. Something that surprises you that it's not that known. It's not as popular as it should be. Or you'd think it...
I mean, I suppose that, yeah. I feel like there are lots of things that I've discovered like a while back that have changed my life that I continue to use now. I'm not coming up with any recent examples, but like barefoot shoes, or or when I discovered somatic dance and the whole like field of somatics, it made a lot of sense for me. What else? I was really... Oh, here's two stupid things.
Okay.
I was really snotty about Duolingo for a long time, and I started using it about a year ago, and it's actually been really good.
What, Arabic or Turkish?
Turkish.
Turkish, okay.
And a little bit of Korean.
Okay.
Don't ask.
Ooh, now that's actually.
As in, don't ask me to say anything because.
Yes, I know, but that's maybe okay. Go ahead.
What else? I discovered. Oh, this is lame. Micellar water or micellar or whatever you call it, like the face washy stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Other hidden gems. Those are what come to mind. I think discovering somatics was a really big thing for me.
Okay, first of all, let's talk about the hidden gem that I found, and then you said, "Oh, I can't believe I didn't hear this."
Yeah.
So it was like a place in Sultan in Jordan where like they have like it's like a center where you have that's built for creative endeavors. You have the retreats and stuff like that. It's living sink or something. So the reason I kind of was like, oh my goodness, this is really good, is I remember, like I talked to you before about this concept of like I want to live in a community, and it will have like intellectual parts, and then there's the kind of like athletic part, and then like all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I thought this would be a good place to do it, but like it's in nature. But yeah, go ahead. What made you say, oh, how did I not discover this?
Well, I think for me it was that I just tend to know about things like that.
Yeah.
Because that tends to be the circles I run in. So I was just a bit surprised that I hadn't heard about it. I don't think it's necessarily relevant to my practices at the moment, but it just sounded cool.
But it's the best thing you've ever heard.
Best thing I heard that day for sure.
And you're surprised about, you started thinking like Hashem, his skills are amazing.
So connected.
So, okay, let's take the somatic dance bit. How did you come across it?
How did I come across that? So I have danced my entire life. I started ballet training when I was 3, and then
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
No turning back from there. And then I went on and I danced competitively and did exams, and I eventually went and got a dance degree. And then I discovered contact improvisation and the idea of moving without choreography and with using moves that I didn't know, that didn't have names. But even more than that, it was more like a holistic engagement with my body and listening to my body's impulses and things like that. So sort of, it's difficult to explain somatics, and every practitioner describes it differently, but I think it was definitely through the contact improvisation community in Edinburgh that I started on my journey of somatics, and then
contact
improvisation.
Okay, what does that mean?
Contact improvisation is a dance form
People
where
touch each other.
People touch each other.
Okay, I would like to join this group.
There's a lot of it in the hub.
Contact improvisation, interesting. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because you're not a touchy woman.
What? No, I'm not. What I say to people, which sounds so wrong, which entertains me, is I only do touch professionally.
Right.
But it's true, and I don't like touch in general, but I love contact improv.
Very interesting. You'd think it'd be extra,
weirded out by it.
Bizabt, yeah.
Yeah, because it's pretty full-on contact as well. Yeah.
Well, how do you explain this paradox?
I wondered, I don't know if this is true, but I wondered if it comes out of the fact that through contact improvisation I was learning about somatics, and so engaging with other people was engaging me more deeply with my body and with myself, and I was getting body information, and that was really interesting to me. And so I'm not always the best contact improvisation partner because I sometimes ignore the other body and I'm just trying to take.
Right.
Which is also one of the reasons I love contact improv, because
Good morning! Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Claire.
I may have grey hair.
That's funny. Maybe they mean me.
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
What are we talking about? Anyways, that's contact improvisation. I love it. Yeah.
Interesting. Oh, this is super interesting. I didn't know. Yeah. Okay. So what you're saying is you let it slide because it was the vehicle where you knew about. One second.
But I think that's
true.
a fair reflection. And I don't know for sure, but I wondered if in my deep desire to know my body, to know my body wisdom better and to engage with it more, and even to like to use my body to learn about relationships, to use my body to learn about give and take, to use my body to acquire information about how to engage with people, that was a more natural form for me than like socially engaging. And so so I think that might be why I was willing to accept. What are we trying to get in the frame?
I'm trying to. This is not comfortable for me.
I can hold it.
Maybe no. Maybe you can do just this and I'll just do this. I'll hold it with my legs.
I can't get that open again. I was gonna say if you twist it, you.
Oh yeah. That thing was hilarious.
So funny.
Did anybody? I think I asked you this question before, but let's do it again. بس يعني في كندا مثلا في بتاع I used to get people who were like بس anyways طيب alrighty, so contact improvisation. Okay, so tell me something you learned about relationships through contact improvisation.
I'm not sure if I could synthesize it to like a learning point.
Right.
I haven't done contact improvisation in 5 years, since I moved to Jordan.
Right.
Although next week I'm going to Greece to do a whole week of it. But
right.
One of the things that I remember thinking about a lot was like the give and take of relationship. And
right.
I think I often feel like I need to give, and I'm very bad at receiving things. My grandfather even said it once when I was like 10, I think. I went to visit him and he was trying to give me and my sister stuff, and he was just like, "You Pritchard girls, you're so bad at receiving things." And it stuck with me, and I know I'm not great at receiving things in relationships. And so in contact improvisation, like learning when to be strong and when to push back against someone and when to let them push back on me, and this
right.
idea of it only works if you're accepting and receiving. It's the only way it works.
Right. Contact improvisation. Super.
Now you should add that to your list of life experiences.
Right, yeah.
Enjoy it.
Did you know? Did you try ecstatic dancing?
I haven't.
I did it. I did
you?
it in Egypt. Yeah. It's
How was
super cool. This is actually like one of the things that I like absolutely love, because it's just like, you know, you release all of that energy and at the same time there aren't like steps, and because one of the things is like I think my kind of like memory for physical steps is not the best.
Yeah.
My working memory is not the best. So I kind of like, oh, this move and that move, and so the kind of like free form of it is really cool for me.
I think I've probably engaged in things like ecstatic dance, like in that I move a lot and I dance a lot. So normal improvisation is potentially similar to ecstatic dancing.
Right.
I haven't done it in a few years, especially during lockdown. I had dance o'clock every night, where I literally was a half hour of movement just for me, which maybe would be in the vein of ecstatic dance, maybe?
Right. Yeah.
Maybe? I don't know.
So, did you do acting improvisation?
Acting? Yeah, I'm horrible at it. Horrible. I panic.
Okay.
It's this words business.
What do you mean?
I don't love words. No, I do love words. I find words and language fascinating.
But limiting.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We had this conversation.
Yes, yeah.
I really struggle and I really stress what it is I'm feeling.
But you find that easier with movement.
I find that easier with movement, in part, I think, because it bypasses my consciousness.
Right.
Because I'm a big thinker, not a huge feeler. And so often I don't know what I'm feeling anyways. And so if I'm moving, I can be expressing that in a way that's potentially healing for me or helpful for someone else who's watching
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Without having to understand it myself.
Right.
Because I think when we think, we limit ourselves to the words, the vocabulary we have. There's probably research that says otherwise, but...
Screw research?
Sure. My experience.
Am I thinking of the feeler?
Well, whatever I say, you're going to be upset.
No, there's a right answer and a wrong answer.
I think Hashem is a thinker.
That's the right answer. What do you think I'm a feeler?
Feeler.
Huh?
Because I think your thinking is often tied up in what you're feeling about a topic. And so while it may look like overthinking, I think it's just applying thinking language to feeling.
But I'm gonna
Don't torture yourself with this subject.
I'm gonna take a debate 10-minute debate break. but here's the thing, like, so what if it's like the fact that it's tied? Okay, give me like an example of. Okay, so let me just process this. Let me process that.
You don't have to process
The attack
this.
on my essence. Okay, you're saying that even though it looks like overthinking, it's because
You're wrapped up in your feelings about it.
as opposed to people who think without having intense emotions. But the thing is, but didn't we say that the idea is how to take your decisions based on thinking or feeling?
Yeah, how you process the world around you.
Okay, there's two different things. How do you think? Do you process the world around you, or do you take decisions
How
based
you
on
process the world around you. That's what I would say.
But you think, I take decisions based on thinking, but I process through feelings?
Yeah, maybe. To be fair, it's not my job to put you in a box.
Yes, it is. You did, and I don't like that box.
True. So I've already made the blunder, is what you're saying.
Right, yeah. No, I think because it's... Okay, my analysis that people misconstrue expressive with emotional, because I'm very expressive.
Yeah.
But it doesn't necessarily mean that I take my... Like, I'm expressive, I feel like this is what I'm feeling, but I do think in I mean nobody's completely feeling or completely, but I do think like the basis of my decisions a lot.
But see, this is good use of language. I'm like, okay, I couldn't express that concept, that expressing is not the same as feeling.
That's why I'm superior to you.
Ah, definitely. And that's why this is your show and not mine.
Right. So what you would have done is to dance, because you can't express the words, you just dance. So,
Or I would have scripted everything because
Right.
I wouldn't trust my words in the moment.
So Clary would be in the buying something from the grocery store, and they would tell her like, can you, like, what's your name? And she'd do like, I can't put my name in words. I just have to dance it.
Ask my students how I teach. Just saying.
Right.
I'm always in front of the class doing this.
Clary.
Yeah.
So we talked about hidden dance. Okay. How are we similar and how are we different?
We're both seekers.
We are seekers.
We're both information sluts.
We are information sluts. There's another word that I found for this information slut. It was you should read promiscuously.
I like it.
Or like intellectual. It's called intellectual
promiscuity.
Yes, intellectual promiscuity. Yes.
Yeah, that seems about accurate.
Yeah.
How else are we similar? I think we both are friends with unusual people. Side eye.
Right.
And I think what I mean by that is, like, I often find myself friends with people who are potentially outcast or like don't fit with my group of friends, and I'm still really good friends with them. And I think you're the same. We've both got eclectic, sometimes unusual groups of people that we call friends.
I guess I'm gonna help you with the word thingy.
Yeah, go wild.
What you're saying is that our friend groups are not homogeneous.
Yes.
Because
Is that exclusively what I'm saying though?
Yeah, because I don't think. Okay, me personally, I don't think it's very. What's the more like? I don't think it's very rigorous. It's not very useful to say that somebody is weird or strange, because we're all strange in some way.
Yeah.
But it makes some sort of sense to say that this group of people, like, they're not homogeneous.
But there are people, unfortunately, who exist on the fringes of our society, who are generally either considered outcasts by others, or who find it very difficult to integrate themselves.
Yeah, but they're not. But they're not strange in an absolute. They're strange in some ways and different.
Yeah.
Some ways, and I'm not. And I'm saying this as someone who feels happy when people say I'm weird or strange, because I like to be different.
I affirm my weirdness often.
Yes.
Or when people backtrack and they're like, but I'm not saying you're weird. I'm like, oh no, I am.
Yes. Yeah.
Don't take that away from me.
So it's not easy. It's not that hard for people to tell me I'm strange.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of opportunities to be happy. Okay, so there's actually one you mentioned when we were talking last time, and I was talking about myself and about my essence, and you said we're very similar. Remember what I was saying? Don't remember the conversations, Clary.
I remember saying that.
Yes, but
what's strange is my memories are linked to place, so I can tell you where on the street we were standing when I said that.
that is exactly the opposite of me. It's going to be the difference.
I'm like, that's how I locate my memories.
Horrible in places. But yeah, go ahead.
But I don't remember what came before that.
I was saying that in my essence is someone who is pain averse. Like I just want to avoid pain, even if that means I take a route that I'm not so happy about or whatever.
Yeah. And I'm very similar to that.
But I want to hear your kind of formulation of it, even though I don't know how to speak.
Is that, would you rather I just dance it?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I mean, I think. But that seems, I would never have said, and I think I even said that night, that I would never have said you were pain averse. But when you said it, it gave me permission to say, oh, in that we're similar, because I am pain averse.
But you don't think I'm pain averse, or you wouldn't have thought that I'm pain averse. I think lots of people don't think that.
I wouldn't have thought you were,
Yeah.
and I think that's actually something I'd be uncomfortable putting on someone else.
Right.
I'm trying to think of ways we're different,
I
because I'm more interested in the ways we're similar.
That's more interesting, you said?
Yeah.
How we're different?
That's my natural, is to try and find ways I'm similar to people rather than try and find ways I'm different.
But now you're trying to push hard to see how we're different.
Well, yeah, now I'm trying to think of ways we're different that are worth mentioning.
I have one. Okay, I'll give you a clue. Try to. I'll give you. Remember when we're doing this game, like what don't you like about the other person? So you mentioned one of the things, which means that you don't have it.
Man, your memory is like an elephant.
Right. Okay, I remember even where I think we were.
We were in the car back from Mushab after the Eid holiday.
With Sara?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if Faisal was there.
No.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, when we there was this place, and then afterwards I had diarrhea. You should all know about the diarrhea.
It was such a good restaurant. I recommend it to people. I didn't know that.
No, I don't know why I had diarrhea. Maybe because it's the emotion.
Okay.
But it was. But go ahead.
I mean, I think we both have a very clear. Well, no, maybe we don't. I have a very clear direction I'm traveling, and a very clear, like, strategic approach to how I want to get there. And I'm not sure that I would say that of you.
What do you mean traveling? Like, going through the journey of life?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I have a very clear picture of where I want to get to. I don't always have a clear sense of how I'm getting there.
Right.
But I strategically lay out each next step. I'm worried this is going to go over again.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're saying you're better than me?
No! You already said you're better than me. You're superior than me.
Right. In general, like I don't have like a very strong idea of like what I want, like the future. Like when they ask me like where do you want to be in 5 years or something, it's a paralyzing question for me. So yeah, maybe that's true. But I have stronger ones.
I mean, you have a sense of. When we talked about calling the other night, I feel like we're referencing a lot of previous conversations.
Yes.
Sorry, audience.
Yes.
But we talked about calling, and I'm like, I have a very clear sense of calling.
Right.
And a very clear sense of mission.
Right.
And I can't remember if you agreed that you did or didn't.
No, it's not something that I would say that I have a calling to do this or that or whatever. Yeah, it's not a
Sense of calling. Yeah.
But there's a so remember the criticism you launched against me.
He asked for it. To be fair, it was his question.
That is true.
No, I don't.
You remember? Okay. The word is I shirk responsibility.
Well, that was coming out of that particular trip. Yes.
But that is so true. But go ahead. I want you to elaborate.
Yeah.
I mean, I would phrase it differently, but go ahead.
I'm not sure that I would say I don't either, though.
What do you mean?
That I don't shirk responsibility.
Oh, really? No, because I get the sense that you're more like, you take stronger positions, you're more like opinionated.
I'm a strong conflict avoider.
Conflict of what?
Avoider.
Yeah.
So, like, I won't take a strong opinion if it's going to cause... But maybe that's because once I take an opinion, I take responsibility for that opinion.
No, but even things that does not involve like interpersonal conflict, like your opinion about Brexit and whatnot. You know, I don't have these strong opinions at all. Like I'm kind of like, I don't know. It's not that just I don't know. It's like I always am kind of like see the world in a grey fashion, and therefore like I don't think I should take take actions for or against something unless it's your time.
I see you. Yeah. I mean, I think I'd like to be able to say that about myself, but I think it's come up recently, like literally in the past 2 weeks, that there are some things that I am avoiding taking a stance on.
Right.
That it's probably not socially responsible to avoid taking a stance on them, but I genuinely don't know what I think.
So we're against similar. We can't find a difference.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah. I'd say maybe there are other ways that, like on that particular trip, we'd say, what do we want to do now? And you'd say, I'm not making any decisions. And I'd be like, okay, but someone has to make decisions.
Right.
So in things like that, we're different. I'm very action.
Right.
Like,
yes.
Khalas, let's do it.
Yes.
But if it comes to more like opinions or intellectual stuff, then yes, we're probably more similar in I kind of want like dance on the pages. If I don't have an opinion on it.
Right.
Because I'm not going to rush myself into an opinion.
But when in certain like practical projects, action. Oh, okay, that's not me.
Although I was impressed, you sent me a list of prepared questions for this.
How does this have to do with?
Well, that was
action.
Prepared. You took action. You made something happen.
You see, this is the thing. Like this is the thing with definitions. Then, like, is this an action or is this like intellectual work?
Well, and maybe part of it is that I've never actually worked with you professionally. I heard about your work. I heard about the stuff you're doing, but I've never actually partnered with you. And I do a lot of collaborations as an artist.
One, I think the kind of line between action and thinking is very blurry, especially if you're like a knowledge worker. Because like, if I make a plan, is this work? Is this action or not? If my job is to make plans.
That's interesting.
Yeah?
I would never say that line's blurry. Because I know my inner sense of guilt knows full well when I haven't done anything.
No, what I'm saying is, people say like, oh, you're thinking too much. You're just do action. This is again in business, and it's very common to do this thing.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, like if I am an analyst, or if my job is to prepare the plan for the company, then that's my action.
Yeah.
But if for somebody else, for a CEO, it's not an action, it's an input. But that's my output.
Yeah, but that's fine.
Right,
that's the
but I'm
definition
just saying,
of the thing. It's still your action as doing the task.
I'm just saying because I was going through this, like trying to kind of tease out the whole idea of am I the kind of like deliberative or so see for example, you said you came prepared and you consider this an action. Deliberative is one of the Gallup 34 strengths themes.
Oh yeah.
Which means the person who prepares before doing the thing. So I am someone who likes to prepare. It's just
I often say, I'm like, because I love strategic thinking, I love making plans, and actually, like, at one point I remember saying to my friend, I was like, I'm gonna write out a schedule for us, and she hated schedules. We were working together on a project, and I was like, just so you don't panic, I know we're never gonna follow this, but this is my day off, and I just love making a schedule, so I'm just gonna do this.
Oh my goodness, you really like
I love planning things.
Okay, we should collaborate more. Like here's
the tag to that, which is I have so many plans, so many like half-planned projects that I have never seen through.
But people who don't like to make plans like me, schedules, I like to have a plan, but not that I'm the one who creates the plan. You know what I'm saying? Give me a plan, I'll go with it, but I don't like to create the plan. I like structure, but I don't like creating the structure.
Oh, I love creating the structure. I like one of my ideal jobs would be going into teams that are not functioning well and helping them restructured. And I've gone to a few things I've worked with and been like, hey, can I strategically restructure you because I hear what you're saying and it's not lining up with this, and I think we could make this work better. See, no one's ever taken me up on it.
There's so many kind of ways we complement each other. Where we're talking again that you like to do video editing. I don't
know.
Like to do
audio.
Audio
I
editing.
don't do the video.
Okay, audio editing. And then I hate editing. But you didn't remember saying that. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Video editing scares me.
And packing. I hate packing.
Oh, I love packing.
That would have.
Oh, I love packing.
Oh my God. Clary,
I've actually had to because I'm moving in 4 months. I've actually had to give myself a rule that I'm not allowed to start packing, because even today I started trying to pack and I was like, no. Focus on what needs done this month.
You have the opposite problem of most people, which is like packing at the last minute. It's really odd.
I'm like, all my winter clothes, I'm not going to need them again. I could pack them. It's like, Claire, you're just procrastinating writing your dissertation.
How about like tidying things up?
No.
Okay. Sort of. All right. Type. What else? Different. Oh, I have another thing that we're different in.
Yalla.
I do not see myself. We're talking about home. I do not see myself traveling for long, like years away from home.
And I make home whenever I go.
And then I said, but remember, like this is it. But you say that Scotland is your home.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have the calling outside of Scotland.
And I think because of that, I make home wherever I go.
But which means something very interesting, which I ask you about, is then is your natural habitat and or essence or calling outside home?
I think the term home is very strange to me, and I think I define it differently than others. I'm going to go back to boarding school because every cohort, Christmas comes, right? So you've been at school for 4 months, and then Christmas comes, and half the people travel home and half the people stay at college. And then you come back in January, and there's this like, people have like been back and their friends aren't their friends anymore, and like they don't fit in the communities they came from, and inevitably the first year cohort always winds up asking, what is home? Every year it happens. And so I also was wrestled with this question of what is home, what makes home, and I think people define it differently. And my working definition for many years, and it might be shifting, but has been the place where you are most fully yourself, which means you don't have to have one place of home.
Right.
But I think the way that you're using home is what I would call a place of belonging. So my place of belonging is Scotland. That's where I belong.
Right.
And I will never, we talked about this, but I will never be able to belong in Jordan because I will always be identified as a foreigner. I will always be Arabic second language or fourth language, whatever it is. Like all these things. I will never be able to belong here. And even legally, I'll never have a right to belong here. But...
Unless you marry Jordanian.
Unless I marry a Jordanian. Which is the benefit of being a woman, because it doesn't count for men. But But my home here, my flat, is my home. And actually, like right now, a man is home. This is the place where I am most fully expressing myself, and where I have intentionally built avenues where I can most fully express all the aspects of who I am. Where I dance, and I teach, and I have spiritual community, and I have meaningful friends, and I have hobbies that I love, and yeah, this is home. This is where I fully express who I am right now.
Okay.
It's a safe space. Yeah.
Okay. So, ooh,
There's my lecture for the evening.
a natural teacher. So, tell me, if you had the choice to facilitate a conversation between two people in the world, who would you choose and what would you ask?
I hate this question.
It's a lovely question. It's one of the best questions ever. Don't listen to this.
Oh, maybe. Okay, I'm trying to see this question through the lens that you must see it to actually enjoy it. So I'm trying to think of two things in my life that I'm passionate about, that I know come together, and that I enjoy exploring how they come together, but I don't feel like I see the full picture yet.
That's a good way of putting it.
So perhaps I would want to have a conversation between, it's my useless answered, I'm interested in somatics and the way the body works, and I'm very interested in integrating that with faith and spiritual expression. And so based on my faith background, I'm like, okay, well, with like Jesus, and then I'm like, well, there needs to be no one else in that conversation, because in our Christian theology, he also created the body, so he would have the answers. He doesn't need to be in discussion with a somatic practitioner.
Right.
Like, which is no conversation at all. Yeah, I don't know. I just want to have conversations with people. Forget watching a conversation.
Say that again.
I want to have conversations with people. Like now I'm thinking of my mother. I'd love to hear more about what she had to say about certain things and her reflections and her thoughts, but I don't need someone else to be in discussion with her for that. I want to hear that.
Right. That's an acceptable answer.